Hey everybody, I went to a writers conference this weekend, my very first writers conference, and I learned some really great stuff that I want to share with you. So here is my new series, I suppose we could call it. I'm not sure how long it'll be, but I'm calling it Lessons from a Writers Conference. Yes, and you don't even have to pay the money to get them. I went to the Northwestern Christian Writers Conference this last weekend, and I learned so much stuff that it has almost revolutionized the way I've been thinking about things. Of course, I went because I'm a writer and I wanted to go to a conference. I wanted to get some ideas on social media stuff, because despite maybe the evidence to the contrary, I don't really know what I'm doing and I don't really have much of a plan. So I wanted to get some help that way. So I think that was probably my primary motivation for going, was to get some better ideas and input and tips and whatever else on social media. But I walked away with some really great points that I hadn't considered before. The first point that they made in the opening session that really spoke deeply into my soul, that I am not desperate to be discovered, because God has already discovered us. He's already noticed us. What else do we need? You know what I mean? Of course, I wanted someone to pick me up and to decide that, based on the half-ready things I had, that, they would take me on and, we'd be published and whatever, and we'd work together. But I took a moment when she said that, and I really let that seep down deep inside me. And I chose in that moment to accept that statement. I am not desperate to be discovered. And I let that influence the rest of my experience. Because as soon as I wasn't desperate to be discovered, I was open to learning. And I was open to asking questions. And I was open to exploring possibilities that I hadn't explored before. I was open to just learning about the process. I was finally able to ask those questions instead of saying, I have this really awesome concept and a really good story, and I have this really novel approach to Bible studies. We should work together. Yet, you see the difference where on one hand, I'm ready to receive, and on the other hand, I just want people to take me, and I want them to see how special I am. But God already sees how special I am. I don't need that from other people. I don't need someone else to validate me in my skills and in my talents. Yeah, it's nice. There are times where I'm feeling down and I need a bit of validation. But I don't need a publisher or an agent or an editor to tell me that I'm worthwhile. Because somewhere in this process, we get caught up in the idea that if I'm published, that means that I'm worth something. It means I'm somebody. But friends, we are already somebody. We don't need a publisher to tell us that we're somebody. We don't need an editor to tell us that we're somebody. It's been really freeing to settle into that idea that I'm not desperate to be discovered. I'm not desperate for somebody else to notice me. I've already been noticed. I'm already important. I'm important to God. I'm important to my husband. I'm important to my kids. I'm important to my friends. Do I need anything else? No. Do I want more? Of course I do. Everybody does. We all want to be somebody. We all want to be noticed. I have yet to meet a writer who doesn't say, I want to be the next whoever. But I'm reminded of Simone Biles when she was asked if she was the next Michael Phelps in the Olympics. And her response was, no, I am the first Simone Biles. I'm not the next anybody. I am already myself. I want to encourage you as a writer to become secure in yourself as you are. Figure out where your basest and deepest insecurities lie, and begin to make the choice to decide that these insecurities are not going to rule you. They are not going to define you. You've already been defined. You've already been chosen. You're already loved. You are already somebody. Anything else that we get is just a bonus. So I had such a great time, and I am really excited to share more with you of what I learned. But remember, friends, we are not desperate to be discovered because we've already been discovered. We've already been noticed. Even before we were born, we were noticed. You can find more about this at my blog at carriejellick.com. I post videos on Tuesdays, and I post blogs on Wednesdays. You can also find me on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter now. I'm a Twitterer at Carrie Jellick Author. My handle at Twitter is Carrie Jellick Auth because I ran out of letters. So I'd love to connect with you around the social media sphere and have more of a discussion about this idea that you're not desperate to be discovered, that you've already been discovered, that you're already loved, you're already important, you are already somebody. So, my friends, my somebody, have a great day, and I will see you next week. Bye.